Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain how you can make some gold during the Wintervale event. This is the seasonal holiday event for Christmas and in my opinion, one of the best seasonal events in order to make some gold. So keep in mind that basically you will only have during this event the opportunity to farm the different items I'm going to talk about in today's video. And after that, it means that you will have to wait until next year in order to have another chance. This is also why it's always a good thing to try and stockpile a few of these different valuable items and then try to sell them throughout the year when the value will be way more interesting. And remember, this event will start today and will last until January 2nd. So it means that you have around 2 weeks and a half to farm all these different items. Okay, so let's start with what is probably the most interesting way to make some gold during the event. So all you have to do is to go inside of your garrison. So I believe normally you will need to have a garrison level 3 in order to see these two goblins right here. So then all you have to do is to go and talk to Pizzle, and Pizzle will give you 4 daily quests. For these different daily quests, you will simply have to go to the northern part of the Frostfire Ridge, just around here. And then, as you can see, if you're playing on a Hyperrealm, you will be able to complete these different quests extremely easily. So you will just have to kill a few mobs to open a few cages and burn a few toys on the ground. And as you can see, in only 3 minutes, I was able to complete all 4 quests. So then you want to come back to the garrison, and here, as you can see, you will be able to talk with Easy Holy Fizzle. So here you want to complete all the different quests, and here you can see you will receive these different merry supplies. So this is basically the currency you can use to then buy different items from this vendor. And the one we're after right now is the Savage Gift. The main reason why is because inside of this gift you can receive different type of items, but especially you can receive the mount, the Minion of Grumpus. So this is probably the most profitable items I would say from this event, and something that sells throughout the year pretty well. So as you can see, this is this big Yeti mount, and again, this is a BOE mount that you can then sell on the auction house. And next to that, you also have a small chance of getting some of the different medallion of the Legion. And as you can see, these are selling extremely well. The value is not as interesting, but you will definitely make some quick gold if you manage to get some of these. But of course, keep in mind that in most cases, as you can see, you will receive only some of these different garrison resources of other things that you don't really care or that you cannot really make a lot of gold with. So again, you will have to open quite a lot of them in order to get either the mount or a few of these different medallions. Next to that, of course, what I would recommend you to do always is to also use a few of these different merry supplies in order to buy some of the Crashin Trashing Kildozer controller. As you can see, this is a BOE toy, and again, it will sell for on average 6,000-7,000 gold pretty easily on most realms, at least on the European region. And the sell rate is really nice as well on this item. Keep in mind, again, this is only something you will be able to purchase during these 2 weeks and a half. And so this is why it's always good to have at least a few available during the year in order to eventually make some sales with this toy. After that, the other best way I would say to make some gold during this event is to complete another daily quest, and this time this is something you will be able to take from any of the different goblins or gnomes that are inside of the main capitals. And this quest will be called You Are the Mean One. Basically, with this quest, all you will have to do is to then go in the Hillsbrad foothills, and here you will have to kill the Grinch that is located just here in front of this cave. And then you have to pick up a few gifts and also free Metzen the reindeer. So why this daily quest is important is simply because as a result you will get the stolen present, and inside of this stolen present you will have a chance of getting many different items that you can then sell on the auction house for quite a lot of gold. So as you can see, in total from the stolen present, you have 41 different type of items that you can get. And some of them are BOEs that you can then sell on the auction house. It includes, for instance, these different toys right here. You also have some of the different pets that you can then cage and sell on the auction house. You also have, for instance, this miniature winter veil tree, which is a dagger, and right now the eye level should be 428. And so, as you can see, you have plenty of things. And next to that, of course, keep in mind you also have a lot of different toys, a lot of other items, including some illusions, and of course, the new manuscript for your dragon riding mount, which is this one right here, the Island Drank Winter Veil Armor. So definitely you want to make this daily quest. So when it comes to the different items that you can actually get and their value, so for instance, you have this pet right here, the Rotten Little Helper. So here, as you can see on European realms, you will be able to sell it for 17 to 21,000 gold on average. Then when it comes to different toys, these are all going to be probably worth around 50k gold on average on most realms. And after that, of course, you have the miniature tree. Right now, it's hard to say how much it will sell. There are quite a lot of really nice BOE weapons you can get from the Emerald Dream with an eye level of 424. So probably this one is not going to sell for too much. But still, you also have the cosmetic item. And I do think for transmog reasons, these are still going to sell. So as you can see, you will definitely be able to get some interesting items when doing this daily quest on all your different characters. And keep in mind, this is really something, especially if you're playing on a war character, that will only take you maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Then another really interesting way to make some gold is simply by crafting the different transmog and cosmetic items that are linked to this event. So you have, for instance, the winter boots, and then you have the green winter clothes and the red winter clothes. So as you can see here, basically the Horde vendors will be selling the pattern for the green one, and then the Alliance vendors will be selling the patterns for the red one. So here really the only requirement that you have is to have the proper profession and also to upgrade the classic variant of the profession, as you can see. But again, it's something that you can do very easily because all the different materials needed are region-wide and they're extremely cheap. So usually you will be able to do that in just maybe 10-20 minutes and not for too much gold. And then again, these items are not selling for a crazy amount of gold on most realms, simply because again, there are a lot of people crafting them and selling them. But trust me, on most realms, you will be able to make quite a lot of gold. And as you can see, the sell rate on these different items is really, really high. So trust me, if you manage to make these different items and to craft them, you will be able to make a lot of gold. And one important thing also to remember is the fact that you can then craft and sell all these different cosmetic items throughout the year, and people will still be able to learn these different appearances and to use them. So definitely something you want to pick up with your tailor and also your leather worker. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is of course flipping some of these different items. So as you can imagine, each time these seasonal events are happening, there are a lot of people doing all these different activities, and all these different items become extremely cheap on the auction house simply because there are a lot of people trying to sell them, and therefore people are trying to undercut and the value becomes very, very cheap. So what you want to do is keep an eye, especially on, for instance, the mount and also some of the different toys in order to buy them when they are extremely cheap. So for instance, here I'm taking the example of the Minion of Grumpus, again, the mount on European realms. As you can see, the medium price is on average 252,000 gold, but already you can have some of them for 131,000 gold. And probably in 1 week from now, you will be able to find some of them for less than 100,000 gold. So what you want to do is anything below 100,000 gold for this mount, or I would say even 120,000 gold, buy it, and then you will be able to sell it either on the same realm or on another realm during the year. And also try to not sell it as soon as the event is done, simply because the value is still going to be very, very low, depending again on the realm where you're playing on. Because if it's 250,000 gold, then you can try to sell it at that moment. And then for the different toys, especially the different cushions, I would say anything below 10,000 gold is maybe a good investment. Again, it really depends on how you want to make some gold and how patient you are, because these are things that sell pretty slowly. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you will be able to make some gold with all these different items. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great Saturday. Bye!